All right, so we have a video right here, and it's honestly my favorite one that we've watched so far. Despite Senator Kennedy did a great job, this one is gonna be really funny because black people actually have some common sense on these college campuses. Check this out.
It was a conversation that black people aren't ready to have.
That we cause most of the problems to ourselves.
It was a conversation that black people
Wait,
aren't ready
pause
to
it.
have.
HBCUs are just
Pause it. Go back. Just go back. I need to hear that first one again. I'm sorry. Just replay the whole thing. Replay the whole thing. Let's hear it again. Go ahead. Sorry.
It was a conversation that black people aren't ready to have.
That we cause most of the problems to ourselves.
It was a conversation that black people aren't ready to have.
HBCUs are just normalizing segregation. 90% of the people are black. Showing like cultural integration in there, so it's still
It
segregation.
was a conversation that black people are not ready to have.
White people have every right to wear braids at this point. Because we wear wigs, we be wearing blonde wigs, regular wigs. We want to wear the nice little curly, nice little straight hair. We, like, it's no different.
It was a conversation that black people are not ready to have.
They only have light skins and dark skins. Brown skins is not a thing.
It was a conversation that black people aren't ready to have.
Paternity tests should be mandatory
Why say that?
because too many black women are not letting their kids know their biological father.
It was a conversation that black people aren't ready to have.
Y'all on your kids severely and then say it's discipline whenever y'all just the shit out of your kid.
It was a conversation that black people aren't ready to have.
They are overly like idolizing the struggle. Like they feel like just because if a person doesn't grow up with this or didn't grow up with this, they automatically not.
Yeah. Oh man, a whole bunch of good points there. Honestly, that video was a little fast for me. So let's take it point by point. Micah, can you go back to the first clip and then stop it when she stops talking? All right, you can go ahead and play it.
It was a conversation that black people aren't ready to have.
That we cause most of the problems to ourselves.
Man, that he notice how that one went a little too fast. You know what I'm saying? Like that was that's a deep one. That's a good one, my friends. We cause most of the problems to ourselves. Woo! That girl is brave. I remember the first time I said that, man, I got the side eye. Woo! Man, she's right. We cause most of the problems to ourselves. Well, Jaden, give some evidence. What are you talking about? There's a few examples. I'm gonna do the most. Start off with the one that I'm most passionate about: abortion. Okay, we abort ourselves more than anyone. Okay, we're a certain amount of the population, but more percentage of our population gets abortions than any other race in the entire world. So we're killing our children more than ever, right? And more than any other race, and we're proud of it. And it's very sad. On the same token, that's unborn human beings. Now, born human beings, we're killing our children out here too. We're killing children in Chicago, in Detroit, in Baltimore. There's kids dying all over the street in gang violence and other things like that, in bad neighborhoods. So we're killing ourselves. That's the first thing. First thing right there is that's the first piece of evidence. Sorry. The second piece of evidence is, I mean, just look at the poverty rates and stuff like that, and then look at welfare. Okay, like we saw later in the video, the dude talked about there needs to be paternity tests because these black women are not telling the men about whatever. But there's another issue to that. The black women are marrying the government instead of marrying their baby's fathers. They're allowing the government to take care of them and their kid by staying on their certain poverty line, in spite of the father. Then the father also has to pay child support, which is like a whole other issue. If you're pro-choice, you know what I'm saying, and you don't want to keep your baby, why should the father have to pay child support then if you do choose to keep the baby, if you can just get rid of his child? There's a lot of issues in that too. But we're destroying ourselves. Another thing too is I just saw some of you guys know who Randy Moss is, former NFL wide receiver. In my opinion, the greatest wide receiver of all time. Well, he just opened up this chicken joint. I forgot what it's called, but whatever. You guys can look all this up. And what happened was they opened it up in I think maybe a 80% white community. But the owner is Randy Moss, but the manager of it is also black, and a lot of the employees there are black too. And they had this grand opening, and a whole bunch of people came out. There was a line all the way wrapped around the building, whatever. And the manager, a few months go by, and he's getting all these bad reviews. This isn't Randy Moss, by the way, saying all this. This is the manager. He's getting all these bad reviews, and everyone's just mad at him on Facebook because he's pulling the race card. He's saying, well, you know how it is out here, when you have a business, especially a black-owned business, it's a lot harder than the other race.
Development in the heart of Huntington has turned into controversy after accusations of racism and discrimination went viral on social media.
We're talking about Crispy's Chicken. It's the restaurant owned by NFL Hall of Famer Randy Moss. But as 13 News reporter Jordan Meade tells us, the manager of the restaurant says the community isn't supporting the business, and he claims it has nothing to do with the food.
The original video.
Great energy, great food. Randy Moss took his time out, invested his money.
That sparked it all.
But since we've been here for the past few months, it has been nothing but negativity from the community not supporting.
That's the manager of Crispy's Chicken, a fast food restaurant in Huntington. In the video posted just last week, he lashes out at the community, saying their criticism goes beyond the food and service.
The entire community is filled with negativity. Being an African-American company, this is what we deal with on a regular basis. Unfortunate, we're not the other color, which is unfortunate to you guys, because if we were the other color, I'm sure it would be a lot more respect.
After the backlash from his post, the manager, who would only tell us his first name, called out a local host of a podcast to do an interview.
We tried to be positive and having a positive effect on the community, but it just wasn't having it.
But from that interview came more controversy.
This ain't happened by coincidence. We had to hustle and sacrifice to build this brand every day for our own people to come in there and spread lies on the internet over and over. And what did everybody in the community do? They went right along with the story and said, I'm not going to Crispy's because that's what Crispy's did. So I said, you know what? Why should we sit back and continue to take this bullying? Mm-hmm. Why should we sit here? Mm-hmm. Why should we do that? So it's good for you to speak out, but when we speak out and want to speak on it, it's a problem. Y'all want to flip it into, it's a black and white thing. I never once mentioned. I said, because I'm not the other color, we don't get the same respect. That's from Indians to Chinese to Caucasian to the next. That's the facts. I never said white or black because this is not what it was about. It was about not being another color and getting the respect that we deserve. Mm-hmm. Period. We came to give you a great product.
Great packaging.
And we also, let me tell you something, we came here to hire within our community. But what did our community do? They tore us down, like they always do. The African American community, we are known to tear each other down. The Chinese is not known for it. The Europeans, nobody else is known for it. That's why you got all these 7-Elevens and all these franchise companies, because the Indians stick together. I mean, the Indians, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying Indians. They stick
Whatever
together.
race.
Whatever race.
That's something that Talk Huntington host David Williams, who goes by the on-air name of Alligator Jackson, says he tried to de-escalate while addressing complaints. 13 News spoke to Kurt today. He doubled down on his statements.
Anybody that misunderstood what I said on that video, you have to think. It was clear as day what I said. It was clear. It was clear that that's what African Americans been going through for centuries. It's clear. But you know what these people did on that post? They took it and made it a race thing. That's what they did. They made it a black and white thing. And for me, if you feel like it was a race thing, then in my opinion, it hits your heart. So maybe it is a little bit of racism within yourself. Mm-hmm. Because if it touched you that much, that must be you.
And I'm like, what do you mean by that? And if you go to the reviews have nothing to do with the fact that they're a black-owned business, have nothing to do with Randy Moss, have nothing to do with him. The reviews are talking about how the food safety. Okay, so they came out with a commercial, and I guess we could find videos of all this stuff, but this is easy. You can look all this up, my friends. Just look all this up, okay? And they came out with a commercial, and on the ads, they're breaking food safety protocols on their social media ads. And the comments are pointing all this stuff out, and yet the dude is blaming the community for not supporting him. And that's what he said. He said, and you know what? it's the black community that tears each other down more than any other community, which is actually true. He's right on that. But he's blaming the community for his faults. And that's another thing that the black community does wrong. The black community does not have any kind of self-accountability. They're a victim community. They're a victim culture. I'm the victim. You're doing something wrong to me, even if you're also black. You know, I can't take accountability for anything I do because it's not my fault. There's this invisible hand over me that's controlling me and keeping me down called systemic racism. So, anyway, what's the next clip, Micah? The one after this one. I forgot. You know, I lost track because I went on a rant.
It's a conversation that black people aren't ready to have.
HBCUs are just normalizing segregation. 90% of the people are black. Doing like cultural integration in there. So it's still segregated.
It's a conversation that black people are not ready to have.
Yeah. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. So even on campuses, by the way, on diverse campuses like Auburn University, Auburn doesn't have this, by the way, but there are campuses around the country that do, where they have black-only dormitories. They have black-only graduations, you know, and what we're segregating ourselves? Like, what are y'all doing? So yeah, HBCUs, black-only graduations, black-only dormitories. We have a black national anthem now. For you NFL fans, I hope you guys enjoyed that. But all this black-only stuff, we're segregating ourselves. What happened to, you know, wanting to, you know, not look at people by the concept of their skin color, but their character? You know, what happened to Martin Luther King? You know, but all that's thrown out the window now. And so, but that's what we're doing. We've now decided that we're going to segregate ourselves. Which, again, these aren't my words, bro. These are just your average college black students right here. I found this video on TikTok. It is great. Okay, this isn't just me spewing my propaganda. I'm just repeating their talking points. Play it again, Micah. The next one. Sorry.
White people have every right to wear braids at this point. Because we wear wigs. We be wearing blonde wigs, regular wigs. We want to wear the nice little curly, nice little straight hair. We it's no different.
It's a conversation that black people are not ready to have.
That's good. She's right. There's hypocrisy in the black community where you're white, you can't do this, but I can because I'm black. So I can wear your hair, but you can't wear my hair. Which, by the way, if I'm honest with y'all, just wear your natural hair, how it looks, okay? This is maybe a hot take, but, I mean, if you're white, just wear your hair the way it's supposed to be and the way it is. If you're black, wear your hair, okay? You don't need wigs. You don't need all this other stuff. You can get like maybe extensions or maybe, I don't know, but maybe get the head and shoulders stuff. Take care of your hair. That's good and all. I mean, do some hair care, but you know, there's no need to like get wigs and make it all crazy and stuff. It's just hair. Okay, it's okay. Okay, your head is gonna be okay. It's protected. Okay, and you look fine with the hair that God gave you. Okay, I promise you, God gave you the hair. You can figure out something good to do with that hair. You know, that's all I'm saying. But she's right. There's a lot of hypocrisy. There's not just hypocrisy with the hair stuff. But, you know, I don't think anyone should be saying it, but the N-word, okay? Black people say the N-word left and right, front and backwards, diagonal, and 360, 180. Okay? They say it everywhere, in every sentence, to everyone, and in every context. And my friends, I'm just saying, and I don't say the N-word. I don't think anyone should be saying it. I don't think it's Christ-like. But if we were to say people should be saying it, I don't think you should just restrict it to black people. Freedom of speech, you know. And obviously, it's used in a certain context where you're just greeting a buddy most of the time. And I don't think it's a really big issue. I don't think it's a big deal. Like I used to say it all the time, and if a white person said it, I would not have flinched at all. I say that genuinely. The only thing that would have gave me hesitancy is like, why are you so comfortable? Like, are you not afraid to like get canceled? Or that would have been the only thing. But other than that, you know, and I was liberal. A lot of you guys don't know my story, but in until November 2020, I was liberal. But I had white friends in high school that said the N-word, not with a hard R, but just casually, and it wasn't a big deal. No, I'm just saying it. I'm just saying, you know, whatever. Y'all can attack me. You need to stand up for your right. Shut up, bro. Get over it. Man up. Grow a pair. Grow some hair. You know, whatever. Anyway, what's the next one, Micah? If it's not relevant, you can go to the next one.
They only
I
have
don't care
light
about this one.
skins and dark skins. Brown skins
I don't know
is
what
not
she's
a
talking
thing.
about.
It's a conversation that black people already have.
Paternity test should be
Yeah,
mandatory.
whatever.
Why say that?
Because too many black women are not
That's a
letting
side
their
issue.
kids know their biological father.
It's a conversation that black people aren't ready to have.
Y'all on y'all kids
Okay.
severely and then say it's
I wanna talk about
discipline
this.
whenever y'all just the shit out of your kid.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. She's talking about discipline. Well, first of all, the Bible says not to spare the rod, okay? But there's a certain line to that where it's like, okay, don't entice them to evil, okay? Don't like, there's a certain line. Obviously, you shouldn't be abusing your kid, but do not spare the rod, okay? The rod is a good thing. Discipline is a good thing, okay? So, and honestly, she does have sort of a point, okay? Because in the black community, a lot of y'all who know. This might also be a Southern thing as well. So if y'all in the comments, let me know. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's rough growing up black, bro. You get punished for something. Not me, but my older brothers with my stepfather. He's a great man. I love him. Great man. And this is probably, some of y'all would call this abuse. I don't call this abuse. But he would make them go outside and pick a stick and make sure that the stick was good enough. And if the stick was not good enough, he'd beat you with that and then tell you to go outside and get a better stick. And then you had to take 2 beatings. So you had to make sure that you had to get a good stick the first time. And it sucks. But now those are really good men. They're grown men. They have discipline. They love the Lord. They're out here working hard and they're taking care of business. They both have families now, which is a great thing. And that's how we all should be raising our kids. I wouldn't use a stick personally, but, I would take off my belt. I would probably have, the wife might have a spoon or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But, no, I'm not going to spare the rod, and I don't think black people should either. So, anyway, but I kind of see where she's coming from. Black folks, we be tripping, bro. I ain't going to lie. I mean, keep going.
People aren't ready to have.
They are overly, idolizing the struggle. They feel like just because if a person doesn't grow up with this or didn't grow up with this, they automatically not.
Yeah. So, and he probably went on to say that they're automatically not going to make it, which is not true. And my friends, I've made so many episodes about this, and he is exactly right. We over-idolize the struggle. Is there a struggle within the black community? Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Is there a struggle within the white community? Yep. 100%. Do you see white people complaining about it? No, you don't. Do you see black people complaining about it? Yes, all the time. We over-idolize the struggle. Okay, my friends, if I'm honest with you, the choices that you make determine your future, okay? And ultimately, the only way that you're going to be able to reverse whatever has been done to you, whatever wrong or whatever situation you're in, is to make good choices, okay? I'm what you call a pragmatist, okay? I'm not all the way pragmatist, but I lean towards more pragmatism because it's just common sense. I believe in things that work, and what works is choice, my friends. Choice works. Make good choices. And ultimately, I believe that if the black community made good choices, we wouldn't be in the predicament that a lot of us are in. Ultimately, I don't think it's anyone's fault but ours. And that's what that lady said earlier in the video. Anyway, that's all I had to say on that one. That was a great video. I saw that on TikTok. That guy has a really good TikTok. I'll find his TikTok and link it down there. But he has a whole bunch of good questions on that TikTok page that you could probably just scroll for hours. But I saw that and I was like, man, these dudes are cooking. You know what I'm saying? These black people are smart. They're intelligent. And I believe that the average black person does believe this, but they're too scared to say it. I've had a lot of black people DM me and contact me saying, hey, Jay, I appreciate everything you do. And they're probably just too scared to post everything that I say, which is okay. I understand. You're not obligated to. Ultimately, though, it does give me hope for the black community. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this whole episode. Stay tuned for the next episode where we're going to get into more about the terrible Alabama Republicans here. And, I'm not going to rant again. Anyway, have a good rest of your day, guys, and God bless. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and X. And be sure to hit that follow button and that join button if you're here on Rumble. It'll take you over to our local channel where you can further support the show and get access to additional content. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and that like button. And if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever you're listening on, give us a 5-star rating and share with your friends and family. Again, thank you guys so much, and God bless.